Hi guys, Olivia here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something that I've been avoiding. And the reason I've been avoiding it is because I keep overthinking it and keep looking at people online doing stuff like this going, my house is not perfect. Nothing that I wanted to be in place is in place. And so I've kind of been letting perfect be the enemy of good. I think that's how the saying goes. And I need to get it done. I've mentioned in a heap of videos that I need to do a bunch of planting and get stuff out because you guys see how much fruit and vegetable I buy. And while I can't grow a lot of vegetables here, can't grow a lot of fruit here, can grow a heap of vegetables actually. So to do that though, I have to clean up my yard and I'm embarrassed by it. But then I thought, you know what guys, how many of us don't have the picture perfect Instagram and TikTok and whatever social media platform where they have these gorgeous gardens? Because I just don't have that. I don't have that. I'd love it, but I don't have it. I have kids. I have a newborn who is asleep right now. And so I have like an hour and a half to maybe get out here and do a little bit of work. And I will show you, I'll be very honest and transparent about how this all looks. I'm going to show you my garden. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm not going to be able to do everything or probably very much at all, but I'm going to show you how it looks because this is real, guys. This is my real life and we're still going to do it. It's not going to be perfect and I know it's not going to be perfect. And if you have any like ideas on how to improve, you are more than welcome to comment below. But I'll be realistic here. I am a mum with 3 kids, one of which is a newborn and limited time. So we do our best. We do our best and it's not going to be perfect. So let me just show you what we're working with today. This is my garden. And by garden, it's pretty sad and pathetic looking. I used to have a whole bunch of stuff here because I planted during winter and it didn't grow very well because I'm not a very good gardener yet. The way we get better is by trying and practicing and keep going on things. So what I'm going to do today is clear it out a little bit. Like I have this cabbage here or Brussels sprouts. I don't remember. That's how good of a gardener I am. I've got no clue. I'm going to clear some of this stuff out. There's like weeds in this back one. But also what you can't see right now is in between the rows. That's pretty bad. We're going to clean that up too. And we're all going to do it before my baby wakes up. So we need to get cracking. In saying that though, I do actually have some stuff planted because I just on a whim was like, I need to get stuff done. So I did go and plant a bunch of stuff, but it's a lot of work and I don't want to do it because part of me was just ready to give up this season. But no, we don't give up just because it's not perfect. We're gonna get it done. So let me show you in between the rows because that's where we're gonna start first. So it's very messy, as you can see. We had mulch down here last year, but the thing with mulch is that it breaks down and grass still wants to grow. So all this needs to go. And it's lovely and dry because it's been hot. But I need to weed all down here and then weed down the other side and weed this part here just to neaten it up. The plan was originally we were going to get some mulch. We were going to mulch all this down. We were going to get a thing of soil, put all that in because it needs too much for me to buy bagged soil. But I had a baby. That's the excuse I'm running with. I had a baby. And I could let it stop me. But this is my reality. And what I'm not showing you right now is all the rubbish and things that are around my house because my children like to play at the front yard and bring anything and everything from outside, from inside outside. So don't let this fool you that you think this is as bad as it gets. It gets worse, but we're going to focus on this today because we only have a limited amount of time before the baby wakes up. Let's move all these bags full of spider webs. This is where I planted a bunch of stuff last year in these, which I had big plans for this year. Oh my goodness. There's so many bugs underneath them. Sorry, everybody. Let's just start pulling. And we're trying to go for the roots. And we're just going to toss them over there because I don't have any fancy plans or putting them in a bag or anything. We're just going to let them dry out and nourish the soil. Oh my goodness. Ah! Well, that's a lot. Oh, I didn't even get it all. No. Ah. No, you can't stay. Oh, oh my goodness. Look at some of this stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh, this weed here. This is why I wear gloves. This thing is covered in spikes. Ah! Oh, that doesn't come through. Like, covered. Everything, even the leaves. Ugh! Now, there's a couple of reasons that I have to do this. And it's not just for aesthetic purposes, though definitely it will look nicer, but I live in Australia. And we get a heap of spiders. And we're not talking about, like, itty-bitty little ones. I mean, I get a heap of them, but dangerous ones. Ones that can kill you. Poisonous spiders, funnel webs, and redbacks. Yes, we get them. But also snakes. I live near a creek, so I get red bellies and I get brown snakes. So not giving them a place where they can hide while I come garden is a good idea. I found a chain to a hanging basket that my kids had played with. I thought it was a snake, but just a chain, so there's rubbish everywhere. All right, I got that bit done. Is it perfect? No. A lot of it was already going to seed, so we're gonna have to do that in probably a couple of weeks, because even though it's not supposed to rain for a while, as soon as it does rain, all those seeds are gonna pop up. Yay, great. But it looks so much better. There was this giant spider that was there a couple of days ago. It has disappeared. Hopefully a bird ate it. One of the good few things about having that many birds around here, but we've done it. And I'm really out of breath because, guys, I'm so unfit right now. So you don't have to be very fit to do this either, because we're going to do it anyway. But we're going to go to the next one, the next row in between there, clean up that. And did you see this giant, like, connected root systems on this grass? I don't remember that from last year, so that's fun. Let's go see what we've got waiting for us in the next row. Not as bad. A lot more spider webs. Woo, on the side. I'm terrified of spiders, just FYI. So this shouldn't take me like more than like a couple minutes. All right, I'm not gonna lie. It's hot. I'm sweating. But we've done most of the weeding around the major areas. There's probably a bit more that I could do. Like, you can't see it, but I'll just do it as I go along, because I got the inside rows done and that end bit here, and that was the part that bothered me the most. So I kind of want to get started on these beds now, and I don't often have a pocket of time, so I'm going to take advantage of it, and I'm going to show you the beds. Yeah, I'm going to show you my beds, and we're going to talk about what's going to go in the beds, or my ideals, and we'll see what actually happens here. I don't know. Your ideal for beds, they should be filled up like right to the top. It's a big gap. It's really shrunk. When we filled these beds up, we had logs from some trees that we had cut that were in dangerous spots and dead. So we filled the bottom with it, filled soil on top, right up to the top. And then this is 2 seasons worth of us not topping it up. And I was going to let that be a problem this year, going, we're going to fill it to the top, we'll get some soil back in and fill it up, and that never happened. And it probably won't happen until autumn at the earliest, which is fine. But I was just going to let this go. And that's silly. Why would I do that? We've actually come inside, A, because the camera was getting too hot, but B, I'm sweating. I'm not going to take this hat off because I don't want you to see my hair, and probably got weird sweat lines on my forehead. I've got water now, which is great. And I'm going to show you another one of my shames, which is my back deck, which is what was supposed to be like where I was growing all my seedlings, and now it's a graveyard. Hello. This is another reason it's a bad thing to have this L out here, because my cat likes to come here and molt on everything, but the back deck can't just be for my seeds, it needs to be functional. And the animals like to be on the back deck because it's fully enclosed, so the animals can't get out. But yeah, makes it a little bit difficult. Now, the real reason that I brought you out here is because I wanted to show you these seeds, have a healthy amount of shame for how I've treated them, but also I want to show you my seed collection. It's not shameful. I love my seed collection, but it is kind of weird considering you saw my garden and the state that it's in, even though it's like the end of October and I should have a whole bunch planted out there, but I do not. So let me show you my seeds. This is my giant seed box, my pride and joy and my delusion, I guess you could say, because I have a heap of seeds in here. These seeds are old enough that I'm not certain that most of them are going to pop up, but we're going to give it a try anyway. So we're going to go through this and we're going to figure out what we're going to plant. And by figure it out, we're just going to throw everything everywhere and hope for the best. We're going to put all our seeds down here and we're not going to figure out where we're going to plant everything. We're just going to plant them. So zucchini, yes. Watermelon, yes. We should add watermelon. I have corn. Yes, corn. This is going to be a bad garden. We're just going to see what's going to make it. Cucumbers, yes. We're going to do cucumbers. We're going to do some summer squash. I have more corn. We have a golden nugget. That would be fun. Sweet dumpling. I think that's a smaller one. I will do butternut. This is 2018. Kent pumpkin that I got from Woolworths. These are a Japanese pumpkin, and so these are smaller. So I definitely want to grow them. We're gonna plant that one too. I'm gonna go for it. This is a heap. This is everything we're gonna throw in my garden. I don't know if that's a smart move, but it's my move, and we're gonna go for it. So I finished off that corn, and I chaosed the rest of it. So I put everything nicely where it was supposed to be, but then I just kind of threw the rest in. I need to water it in, but I want to do more planting before then, and I know that I'm cutting it close. This baby's gonna cry at any moment. I have with me some zucchini, the summer squash, spinach, and cucumbers, and we're just gonna plant it wherever. I need to put my hat back on because even here it's really bright, but I'm gonna quick do that. Might show you a little bit. I just don't want my camera to get overheated. And then we're gonna chaos plant that pumpkin, and I'm so excited. And then afterwards I'll water it all in. So hopefully we can get that much done before the baby wakes up. So I already have cucumber here, so it makes sense to kind of plant more cucumber here. And I will use we made these. We made them I don't remember what for. I think it was leftover stuff, so we put this on to stop the birds from getting to things, and they've worked great over the years. So I'm gonna do that again with my cucumbers. And I have other netting that I can put on, but I'm gonna wait till everything kind of pops up or does something before I even think about it. And like I said, it's chaos gardening. We don't have a plan. We're not gonna do something perfect. We're not going to remember where anything is. I actually enjoy the surprise of like, what did I plant here? What's this doing here? We're gonna do that. And then I've got my hose here, and then we'll water everything in. And probably should have put sunscreen on. If you're in Australia and you're gardening, sunscreen. I don't know if you can see all this. This is coffee grounds because my husband drinks coffee, and rather than dump his coffee grounds in like the bin or something, he's like, let's put it in your garden, except it just sits here. And I later realized or read that you should be letting your coffee grounds kind of compost down for like a couple of months. I'm not going to let perfection get in the way of good. You're probably like, you planted stuff too close together, but that's okay. I need to get the pumpkins out, but I'm getting too hot, so we might pause on that one because that's realistic. I might have been trying to fit all this stuff in while the baby's asleep, but you do what you can. And what I can do right now is that. This back part we know is corn. We've planted it all out. Through all the leaves here, we have this volunteer tomato plant, which has a bunch of tomatoes on it, but I'm thinking still I want to put more tomatoes on the back there, probably improve my trellis system or not. Let's be realistic. This is what we've got right now. And wouldn't it be nice to have like pumpkins all along the vine? I actually want all my pumpkins to go everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere. I want this place to be filled with pumpkins. I'm at this little patch that I have here. It's right outside my laundry, which is a little bit away from my main garden, but I could totally put a trellis up or pretend I'm going to put one on and just like have vines everywhere down here, which is fine because I don't really come down here this way anyway. I usually go through the back door, so not that big a deal, but there's a bit of dirt. Ideally, it would be higher up with fresh dirt, but pumpkins supposedly can survive and get their roots down really deep and get the nutrients that they need, so you don't have to have the best soil. And we're definitely going to test that out. So that's everything planted how I want it. And now I need to, well, how I want it, how it's going to be. And now I need to water everything. I have a really bad hose. It's high on the list of things that need to be replaced, but I'm just going to water everything in. I'm just going to continue watering these seeds, but I think I'm going to end the video here. I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I remember to water these seeds in and keep them nice and moist so that they germinate. I'm not going to remember. I'm going to put an alarm on my phone, and that way I can remember through an alarm and not rely on my brain to have to remember it after, I don't know, getting limited sleep. But I really appreciate you watching the channel, guys. If you'd like, please make sure to subscribe. More crazy content like this is coming out, so I just wet my body. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and tell me what you're planting. Or if you've got any hot tips for a lazy, chaotic, limited time gardener like myself, please let me know. I'd really appreciate it. But otherwise, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.